Hey. Time for another Out of This World story from rSpace. If you don't have the capacity to give someone your all in a relationship, then you don't deserve to be in a relationship. How can we show up for others when we can't even show up for ourselves? Today on rSpace, it's just your typical teenage dirtbag. Ex-girlfriend, female 19, lies about being raped to cheat and manipulates everyone in her life. Gets pissed when I, male 20, show everyone her true colors. Long post. TW for mentions of rape and suicide. Woke up to this gem today. Once again, she's trying to garner sympathy for something she is completely in the wrong for. So if she wants to make this public, I'll share the stuff I've kept under wraps. I'll call her M for this post, but if you want context to why this was posted, check this, as she just deleted her account. This was meant to be posted in r/mildly infuriating, where she posted about me and her mother, but it was removed. For context, we started dating in September of 21. Typical teenage romance, first kiss, spent every second we could with each other, both wanted a life with each other, eventually moved in together during December of 2022. All was well for a few months, loving every second of finally being with each other full time. We got an apartment fairly close to where she and I both worked, an assembly line for engines. It's a 2-building complex, with her being stationed in one building and I in the other, so we aren't around each other at all during the day. This led to both of us having our own friend groups at work, while having time to ourselves at home. I hear a lot of stories about what she and her friends do during this time, most of whom were male. I had no problem with this. I trusted her completely and thought our relationship was solid enough to not worry about it. In comes someone I'll call C, to not name names. C starts out as a normal friend. I hear of what a doofus he is on the line, stories about what they do to pass the time. She comes home one day with a little paper tank he made. Same stuff she gets up to with all of her friends at work. I don't exactly know how their relationship functioned at work, but by talking to people in that area, it was a lot more close than she let on. It started escalating when he invited her to start working out with him at the local gym. She accepts, let me know about it all as well. She starts going more often. That's cool. I support her in whatever she'd like to do. She starts inviting him over to hang out. That's awesome. He's a cool guy, really good at rock band. What I start to notice is that he shares a common interest with her in something that she has a bad habit of. They both love alcohol. She starts going over to his house to hang out and get drunk. The first time she did this, they got so plastered they passed out, without letting me know they planned on getting that drunk. I stayed up all night waiting for her, calling to check, going over to his place to knock and see what was going on. No answer, lights were on. She gets home the next day. We talk about it. She'll keep in better contact with me. Life goes on. She starts going over more often, staying over more often, talking about him tons, etc., etc. I'm fine with this. I'm jealous, sure, but I trust her, and I truly am happy she has someone to hang with, as I'm not much of a drinker myself. I tell myself she's done nothing to make me not trust her, so I try and be supportive. This goes on until late January, early February this year. She starts acting sullen, withdrawn, saying she's fine, just needs space, and of course I oblige. During this time, she's told her best friend that at a night over at C's herself, C's girlfriend, and another coworker all get hammered and black out. And during this time, C raped M. I'd come to find out later that everything in that sentence is a bold-faced lie. Her friend tries to get M to tell me because she wants to continue hanging out with C, and if she doesn't after a while, her friend would tell me, because she couldn't have it on her conscience. For this, M cuts her off entirely for going behind her back. M tells me when she gets home, but instead of saying C raped her, she says it was the coworker that was there, not wanting to get a rape kit. Fine, I've heard those are very invasive. Not wanting to get an STD test, took a pregnancy test but never showed me, and wants to go over to C's house more because he feels guilty for what happened and is lonely. This goes on for a few weeks, her being extremely withdrawn and asking for space and spending every chance she gets at C's. Until one day, says she needs space and goes over to C's for what she says will be 2 weeks. She says the passion has gone out of our relationship, even though she asked for space, and she needs time for herself. I ask her if she has feelings for C, and she promised he's like a brother to her. And as for the image linked to this, she tells her mom she's staying with a female coworker. The 2 weeks turns into 3 months. I give her the space she needs and I don't contact her for the first week or so, but communication eventually starts up again. I tell her good morning and good night, check up on her from time to time, and just try to be there for her. She keeps saying she just needs space and that I'm still the person she loves. It seems like every night she's getting drunk, she's starting smoking again, and I learned after all of this, she starts using pills again too. Some nights she gets hammered enough to send a breakup text, but walks it back the next morning. The next time I see her is in the middle of the night at the end of the 3 months. Not because she was ready and wanted to see me, but because she got pissed at C, thus resuming her at the house again, but still going to C's every chance she gets. And through all of this, I trust her. I tell myself she hasn't done anything to not be trusted. I ask if she has feelings for him, and she still says no, despite her going out on dates with him to museums and dine-in plays, which she frames as class projects for his college. Throughout all of this, I trust her. It starts to end one day after she gets home from C's. We go to get groceries together, pick up her prescription, stop by Tractor Supply to get cat litter and some plants for her garden on our balcony. She's about to leave to bring C's laundry to him, because she does that at our place, when I have the bright idea to check her phone. I open her messages with C. Surprisingly short, like a lot had been deleted, but what she forgot to delete was him asking for nudes, calling her baby, and her sending nudes. I confront her, she gets quiet and leaves. We come home and she acts sad as I ask her why. She says she wants to feel pretty and wanted, and that her and C are entirely platonic. She leaves that night. I text the next morning asking to make it work. Despite everything, I still love her. She says she wants to, but is just her usual withdrawn self. No attempt to engage or do anything, like a kid who's in their own head waiting for whatever is happening in front of them to be over. She tries for a couple of days before we talk. She thinks it's best to break up. She's not in the right headspace for a relationship. If it's meant to be, we'll meet again in the future, and she's moving in with C. I say, if that's really what you want, all right, thank you for trying. Her stuff is moved out that day while I'm at my dad's. I come home to a half-empty apartment, and I cry when I see her dresser is gone. This goes on for a while. I'm sad and lonely at what's now my place. There's still some of her stuff here, as well as her cat, because C's place is smaller and doesn't allow animals. She comes by about a month later to finalize things and grabs some things she left. But after she leaves, I notice something she chose to leave behind. Her old phone. Her old phone that is still logged into her Samsung account. Her old phone that is still logged into her Samsung account that can sync her current phone to this one. And this one thing opened my eyes to so much. I love you texts between her and C the day after she moves out, after she said they were platonic, as well as a myriad of other things saying they were in a relationship and had been for quite a while. There's more that calls our relationship into question that I found, but it's personal enough to leave out here. Also in the texts is what happened at a trip to the beach after she had left my place, where she and C had gotten into an argument and M had tried to kill herself. Given her history of self-harm and attempts at suicide, I tell her mother, the only person I can think of that she hasn't cut ties with and has any chance of getting through to her. Myself, M's former best friend from earlier, and her mom, stepdad, and one of her brothers meet up to have a lunch and compare stories. None of them match. M told her mom that she moved in with a female coworker and got the same story about how the coworker raped her. M told her friend that there was no C's girlfriend or coworker there. It was just M and C, and that C had raped her. I show her mom everything I have in text, both from M's phone and mine, including the texts where M talked about her mom. At the end of this meeting, we all are both pissed and worried. After all of this, I just ask M through text one more time what really happened. I still don't know to the extent of her and C's relationship, but the gist of it is they started talking when they started going to the gym together. They got drunk one night and screwed. She felt guilty, tried to say it was rape, but still wanted to be with him, and it escalated to a full-scale relationship. She resisted telling me all of this at first, trying to blow me off and say she'll block me, but I got the answers I needed. I screenshot the combo and sent it to her mom, and try and move on. At this point, everyone is done with her. All of her former friends have blocked her, her mother wants nothing to do with C, M talked crap on her mom all throughout our relationship, which I always found odd given how much M confided in her and wanted to see her. I showed her the text that I had of M crap talking her mom, as well as a recent comment on a post of this sub saying, the worst thing her mom ever said to her, which is what the image in this post is referencing. After M found out, she called her mom to scream at her, to comment on what she said in the post. I've never used anything against her or her siblings, just told what I know to her family. I checked up on her account here a day or two ago and found the aforementioned post about her mom, as well as the comment on people who have cheated, why, where she goes into another pity party for herself. This is just another thing in the long line of times she's blamed other people for her problems. Sorry for the long post. Most of this was therapeutic for me. I've had this on my chest for a long time. I don't doubt that there was points I was an a-hole or a stalker in her words, but I got the answers and the closure I needed. M, thank you for the greatest year and a half of my life, as well as the greatest hurt I've ever felt. I hope you wake up and see the person you've become. And to all the people in the comments on her post, specifically the one who says they wish her mom and ex see this and realize the idiots they are, I saw it, and she is a bold-faced liar. Update. She deleted her comments about her admitting to cheating. And here's some screenshots. Wow. She was literally having a relationship with someone at the same time as you. A double life. She must seriously hate herself. I think calling herself a coward is too kind of a word. If she didn't have anything left to give, then why stay? Or why have two relationships at once? That's certainly too much for one person, never mind a person who says they don't have anything left to give. And to lie about something so serious and horrendous as rape is disgusting. She should be ashamed of herself. It's a good thing you revealed her true colors. She needs to really go inwards and figure out what possesses her to behave this way. I'm sorry for all the hurt, OP. Please don't consider any point of that relationship as the greatest time of your life. It was all a lie. Thank you for joining us today on rSpace. Be sure to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on our next video. See you next time.